Ladies, do you think this handsome face would make for a good James Bond? My name is Sheikh, Kamran Sheikh, and I'm here to talk to you about film and why for film there's no time to die. I'm a lover of good food, good movies, and attractive women. But first, a question. What's your favorite movie? Oh, and exam-taking students, let me let you in on a little secret. This question has no wrong answers. In this room alone, we could have over 100 answers. And that to me is the beauty of film, that it's an inherently subjective art form. To me, film is the epitome of unfiltered perspectives. To me, film represents everything we as humanity have ever strived for. Our dreams and aspirations, our wars, our dramas, our romances. You can love films, you can hate them, you can feel strongly about them. And you're not wrong. You just have your own unique point of view. So let's peel back the layers and see film for what it is. A gospel of the human experience. A memory of the past, an ode to the present, and a star chart to the future. Now, back to Bond. I fondly remember warm evenings on my grandfather's lap, where he regaled me with tales of his youth, of how him and his friends used to line up in excitement for the new Bond picture. Gunfights, car chases, explosions. This was the birth of the blockbuster. The humble beginnings of film are as an escapist fantasy. A fun, entertaining 2-hour distraction where the protagonist can beat up the bad guys and get the girl. I'm sure we all have a fun, young moment associated with these movies. Has anyone else run around their garden with a red cape pretending that they were Superman? This is where film begins. But it grows beyond just entertainment from here. So, what's next? Picture this. A fiery blaze of gunfire, thunderous booms of shells exploding left and right, the sharp cracks of a rifle, the putrid stench of decay. If you can see yourself in a muddy trench, shivering with fear, you will have captured the intense hold the film 1917 had on me. A visually stunning masterpiece that thrusts its audience into the jaws of the gruesome First World War. 1917 is a potent reminder of the horrors of warfare and of humanity's dark past. Film has a way of bringing these horrors to vivid life, acting as a time capsule to key events in our history. The tragedies of the world wars, the brutal battlefields of Vietnam, the suspense of the Cold War. Film holds these memories tight. A startling reminder of what we must never fall back upon. And in the modern day, rife with violence and threats of war, film is a silent voice of reason that proves the adage that the pen is indeed mightier than the sword. Now I'm guessing you've all been to a cinema at some point in your lives, right? Bonding with your dad, a night out with friends, first date, still waiting on that one. Buttery popcorn aside, have any of you ever had a truly unforgettable cinema experience? For me, it was a showing of Black Panther. How was it? Simply put, Africa on the screen. From the beautiful landscapes to the rich Kenyan influences and bright local colors to the hummable soundtrack, alive with the heartbeat of Africa. My friends and I cheered as King T'Challa took the throne. We gasped as he tumbled down the waterfall. We cried when he cried. And when it was all over, the entire theater rose up, cheering like mad. Boys at the back were jumping up and down, proclaiming to the heavens, "Wakanda forever!" It was an ecstasy of emotion. In that moment, we all felt as one. And it's a feeling that I will never forget. My unforgettable cinema experience. Film has the power to showcase cultures and traditions to the world. In February 2018, not only could we take pride in the fact that we were Kenyans, but we could show the whole world a little bit of what Africa had to offer. Film is a universal communicator. No matter what race or nationality, film builds bridges and unites the world under one global banner. Now, film may unite the world as a whole, but I always come back to this question. What does it mean to be human? And to me, a core aspect of being human is emotion. As a visual medium, film is rich with emotion and can communicate so much to a world that eats with its eyes first. Take the recent hit Joker, for instance. A moving piece with strong ideas about the rights and wrongs of society, the disparities between the rich and the poor, and how we should better help those with mental illness. Joker centers on Arthur Fleck, who goes from a jobless, hopeless man down a dark, downwards spiral. As he loses his way, we as an audience empathize with Arthur. As he becomes the villain, we feel sorrow and sadness. We see part of ourselves in Arthur. Am I saying that we're all crazy comic book villains? No, of course not. Just that we can connect to aspects of a realistic man's character. In the 21st century, film asks us to pour our hearts out. Speaking of heart, my heart has always been in Africa, but my head has been up in the stars. Humans have always had the aspiration to conquer space. And in 1977, we got to live that dream as Star Wars rocketed into theaters. A space opera with smugglers, blasters, and lightsabers. Star Wars is an embodiment of our human dreams, visualized in film. Recently, Star Wars: The Last Jedi showcases a poignant take on failure as Jedi Master Luke Skywalker grapples with his inner demons in a struggle to overcome them. Seems like a smash hit, right? Not exactly. Some fans had their pitchforks and torches at the ready, panning the film for ruining their favorite heroes and making a mockery of the franchise as a whole. Social media was a battleground of heated opinions and debate. Surprisingly, this is the best thing about film. We can't all love and hate the same thing, right? What I feel walking out of a theater is completely different from what you're going to feel. And the vehement reaction proves people are passionate. Film opens up room for discussion and deliberation, for us to hear and share views. The negative side of this is when we abandon a diplomatic stance in favor of immature toxicity. Arguments on the political landscape and political correctness quickly turn sour and ruin the legacy of perspective that film has built. I mean, how can we boast diversity of perspectives when we stubbornly cling to a film being unequivocally good or bad? 2020 signals the end of a decade. A cold reality may be that creativity is diminishing and that film is no longer a medium of expression, but rather a money-making machine, more corporate than human. Some people say that there are no more fresh, new ideas and that toxicity over film discussion has given studios cold feet. And to that I say, absolutely ridiculous! Film has endured alongside us as humanity. Going forward, we need to strike a balance between what we honor while still taking risks and pushing the boundaries of expression. Rather than blame superhero movies for oversaturating the market, I'm optimistic for fresh new entries in the vein of the epic Avengers Endgame. Outside of that, filmmakers should challenge us as the audience by showcasing new genres and new concepts on the silver screen. Most importantly, however, we need to be civil and respectful in our discussions. We need to accept that everyone has an opinion and that a film can be more than just purely good or bad. And if we follow these simple guidelines, the future of film seems brighter than ever. Film is our past. It's our culture. It's what we want from the future. Film is dependent on us. It's we who interpret it. So if you're ever asked to give us the history of humanity, don't get a dusty encyclopedia that weighs more than I do, or delve into the labyrinth that is the internet. Simply get a big bowl of popcorn and have a movie marathon. That's why, just like the new Bond movie, for film, there's no time to die.